fixing the brakes on the Lethal Classic that have never actually worked because they broke when we tried to fix them. What's going on, guys? I'm over here at Lethal Garage. It is humid and warm here in California, not normal, and my microphone is not working normal. So we're using standard GoPro mic today. Apologies for that. I'll try to figure out what the heck is going on. But today we got the 71 in a position to where if we get the brakes working, we could drive it down the street. That's been a long time coming. So I want to talk about what we have going on here, because we shot a brake install video, our bleeding and all that stuff, but there's a few things that happened that made it kind of hard. So if you look at our proportioning valve right here, the front setup that is running down and over to the passenger front is leaking up here. So it seems like it was the line and not the proportioning valve. We did all sorts of checks. What we ended up doing is we found a burr on the inside of the actual line, and so we sanded it down basically smooth and flat, and it sealed for a little bit, and then it started leaking again, which just told us we didn't do it good enough or it was bad. So today we're gonna yank this line off and replace it. Got a brand new one in a box over there. We have to re-bleed the whole system because the rear of the vehicle, as much as we bled it and got it all in, I had to pull the rear. You can kind of see the brake lines are hanging with the plastic baggie I let the fluid drip into. But I had to pull the rear to weld the axle tubes to the spring perches so we can actually drive this car and not have it, you know, twist the axle off the springs. So it's all welded up and everything's good. That was one of the biggest things that we needed to do. But now we have to reattach everything appropriately, re-feed the lines with fluid, bleed them, and make sure we got brakes. So that's what we're gonna do today. So in theory, by the time we're done with this video, car should drive and be able to stop. Let's see if we can get there. So I had disconnected all of this stuff, and I had to disconnect all of this, so it's all loose just sitting here. So we just got to get it all tight, get it back to where we had it. It's not perfect, but it's gonna work, maybe, hopefully.
It's like you've done this before.
Maybe once.
Oh,
rounded it.
Not good.
Rounded it. Okay, so we got into the back. We got the front to rear line tightened up with our two rear disc brake setup. So I still have to fabricate L bracket for right here to keep this from just wobbling over time. For right now, should be okay. We had an issue. This was sitting in a position where the rubber line was sitting on the metal, so we had to cock this bolt right here up just to get it off, because you don't want your rubber lines sitting on anything metal, because over time vibration will make holes. So this side's perfect. This side should be good. Oh, I gotta tighten these bolts up too. We're gonna tighten up the rear brakes because I had to pull this all off when we pulled the rear. And actually, here, I can get up in here with the camera and show you the welds. So a little boogery, but they got in there. Here, I'll get over here. This one's a little bit better. So, but you can see where they welded both sides of the axle tube to the perch. So it's all tightened up and good to go. I put weight on the back of the car and tightened up all of that. So we should be good. What's up, Maple? So we pulled the old line out. It's messed up. It's leaking from this end right here. You can see where we really jacked it up. So now we got the new one in here. And I got to start bending it to get to the angle that we want, and then make sure it's not sitting on the headers. Now this is a factory setup. This is a not factory setup. So we're taking a factory line and making it work with our proportioning valve and what is this, master cylinder brake booster. So yeah, should be pretty straightforward. I'm gonna leave the last time we tried to really bend it and get it out of the way, but I think this time I'm gonna leave this one loop in here because we can actually get it at a pretty nice angle. I just gotta get it to miss the alternator. So I'll be happy if that goes into place without issue. This is also where like one of those pipe wrenches comes in really handy, because you just slide it over and you can be like, right? Sorry, left tools over here. I need it. That's good. That should be good. Shouldn't leak. Now we gotta get the other side. So this one's actually pretty easy to install though, because we just drop it in. There's two brake line tabs, fasteners across the subframe. And then it just comes up the other side and taps right into the other brake line. And a 11/16 and a 3/8. At least for this setup. I am running the aftermarket C5 kit. These lines are like super cheater lines because they have the stainless wrap around them, which keeps heat away from the... Why can't I get this stupid blue thing off? Why is this so hard? Day 3. It's there. There it is. Oh, got it. So it allows your ugly bends to look pretty nice. But I mean, I'm gonna attempt Lila, give me the wrench. Give it to me. Come on, girl. No? No. It's a big dog bone. I think that might be tight enough. Yeah. Ooh, popcorn. Why am I sweating so much? Because I'm fat, out of shape, and stressed the heck out. That's what's going on. Okay, let's get some fluid in this bad boy. The pumping begins, and when I mean pumping, my son Kyle is pumping the brakes. And Kyle is over here bleeding the brakes. He's doing the hard part. Actually, I think you got the hard part. And I'm just making sure the fluid doesn't go down too much. So fluid-wise, we are using AMSOIL Dominator Racing brake fluid, even though I'm not racing the car, but that's what we're using. It has a higher temp resistance, etc. Kyle's getting all the air bubbles out. Looking pretty good. Yeah, this is just a tedious process. So if you didn't know, Kyle pumps the brakes. Kyle, wait, there's two Kyles. Kyle, my son, pumps the brakes. Kyle Maplefed in the back opens up the bleeder. Once the pressure builds up, he lets it out, so he sees if air or fluid is coming out. And you keep pumping until you get only fluid. You don't want any sort of air bubbles or anything like that. Because if there's an air bubble, when you go to hit your brakes, the fluid will go forward and hit that air bubble and do nothing, and you don't stop, and that's bad.
Air is compressible, liquid is not.
So, doing a good job, Kyle. It doesn't help that the seat's not bolted all the way to the floor either right now. Lexi's helping too. What's up, little rat dog? We got the car on the ground, brakes are done, wheels are back on. I went around, I checked all the bolts in the front, we did all the bolts in the back when we were getting everything tightened up. Hopefully the brakes work. Our maple scar is gonna have a 71 in the side of it.
I don't have a car.
What do you mean?
Oh, that's right.
I forgot.
I forgot how low this thing sits. Here, wait, hold this for a second.
How low can you go?
Oh, now it's all the way down.
Oh yeah. Now you gotta get in it.
Right? I have no... I don't even know if it's gonna fire. I have no idea. I'm gonna go put the dogs in the house and close the door.
Are you nervous?
I don't even know what reverse is.
Are you nervous?
A little bit. It rolls. So, as you guys know, this has a 4L60E in it with a full manual valve body. We think the shifter's just not in the right position. Like, we programmed the Dakota Digital to register the position for everything, but we think the shifter on the transmission is just out of sync slightly, because I had to go into neutral to get reverse and basically third gear to get drive. So yeah, something's not right. But the car did roll out of the garage and got back in the garage under its own power. Had to use a lot more power than I thought it was gonna have to, but I don't know. And then the brakes still feel really mushy right now. I don't know if that's just how these brakes are gonna feel. I'm gonna see if we can get Mike to come over and just check it out and just verify, because he knows this transmission converter and engine, and he also, oh, there's Heath. He also knows these brakes. So we'll see, we'll find out. Well, it's late. I went in, I was dying. I don't know what happened to me. Like, my face is like having an allergic reaction. It's all red. I started sweating like crazy. I don't know if I got like brake fluid on my face. I don't know. But technically the car drove not very well. Brakes are not working very well. There's just stuff we have to go over. Something's going on with the shifting. So that was the first time out. So it was really exciting to see the car move under its own power. Just frustrating that it didn't work on the first go, but hey, you know what? It's the first time I've ever done all this. So, and I'm gonna need some help from Mike at Red Barn Racing as well. He's the one who helped get all the shifting and all that stuff kind of set up. We did run into an issue with the Dakota Digital, but we fixed that. So now it just looks like another little hurdle. So got the brakes fixed, kind of. I don't know, maybe we just have to pump it up more. It was a whole dry system, so I don't know what to expect with all this stuff. And then first time car backed up, drove forward under its own power. That's all really exciting. So looking forward to showing you actual first rip, first drive, first burnout, all sorts of great stuff. But super exciting to see the car exactly where it's at right now compared to where it was just shy of 2 years ago. So we got a 71 Lethal Classic, technically alive, kind of. That's all I got, guys. Thanks for watching. Till next time, see you on the road.